Hello, this is Ömer Kaya from SMS-TORK company. Today, I will talk about how does solenoid valves work in normal open or normal close position. We divide solenoid valves into categories. One of them is normal open solenoid valve, the other one is normal closed solenoid valve. Normal closed solenoid valve, if you don't give any energy to the solenoid valve, it keeps the line closed. When you give energy, solenoid valves open and it let the flow continue its flow. The vice versa, normal open solenoid valves, if you don't give any energy on the valve, it keeps the line open. And when you give the energy, when the solenoid valve works, it closes the line and it doesn't let to flow continue to flow. So, in the first side, we will talk about how does normally closed solenoid valves work. In normally closed solenoid valve, we divide into two categories. One of them is direct acting, the other one is pilot operated. So now I will explain about the parts of the solenoid valve. This is top nut, socket, this is coil, this is tube, this is core of the valve, this is top cover. Between top cover and the body of the valve, on the top of the diaphragm, we have diaphragm spring. Here we have the diaphragm and the body of the solenoid valve. Direct acting solenoid valve also have the same parts. In direct acting solenoid valve, we control the flow, direct interaction between core and the orifice of the solenoid valve. So it is a normal closed direct acting solenoid valve. When there is no energy on the coil, with this spring force, it keeps closed this orifice. So it doesn't let the continue to the flow. So it keeps the line closed. When we give the energy to the coil with the magnetic force, this core goes up and it opens the orifice and the flow keep to continue. Advantage of the direct acting solenoid valve is it has small bodies, but you cannot control high pressure with high flow rate, or you cannot control high flow rate with this kind of solenoid valves. So if you want to control high flow rate with the same coil and same core and the same tube, you need to use pilot operated solenoid valve. So the working principle of pilot operated solenoid valve a little bit more complicated than direct acting ones. So in here also we have the same part as I explained before. So direct acting pilot operated solenoid valves works like this. First of all, our flow goes into this line, it fulfills this place, and there's a hole in the diaphragm, so it goes up to the upside of the diaphragm. After that, from this hole, it goes inside to the core, and after that, it fulfill inside of the core, and it stops in this small hole. When we give the energy, we make this hole open. So it is connected, this hole is connected with this part of the cover. So flow continues itself from this line. So with this trick, what do? We create differential pressure between downside of the diaphragm and upside of the diaphragm. So with this differential pressure, diaphragm goes up and it makes the valve open. That is the reason why do we ask for the solenoid valve, we need minimum 0.5 bar pressure in the line. If we don't have 0.5 bar pressure in the line, this differential pressure force we cannot use and solenoid valve doesn't work. If you want to work without any pressure in the line, we should prefer zero differential pressure series or S1000 series, for if there is no pressure in the line, you can use these solenoid valves. Thank you very much for listening us. This is Ömer Kaya from SMS-TORK company.